Welcome back to The Local Show, a service of Safe Harbor Wills and Trusts and Geddes Federal Savings and Loan. The Local Show, featuring conversations with business owners, employees, and local business leaders about their successes, challenges, and reasons for doing business right here in Central New York. The Local Show, locally produced by Zoey Advertising. Now, here are your hosts, Tom and Steve.
Welcome back to The Local Show, here with Steve and George.
Dun, 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 dun.
Dun, 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 dun. Tom has a well-deserved day off. Not really.
Well,
he wasn't feeling
he's
good.
kind of under the weather.
He's under the weather, and we love him. So we said, please don't contaminate us and stay home. So he did. So
we love you, not your germs.
We love you. So you're stuck with George Powers from Powers Accounting and Steve Roberts, because I'm here anyway.
I was going to say, I'm usually trying to be Steve, and now I'm trying to be Tom, and I don't think I fill the Tom role very well.
I think, I don't know. They stuck me here, and here we go. And
who's on first?
Second. Who's on first? I don't know. He's on third. We're not talking about him. How did I get on third base? You mentioned his name.
Who's on first? I guess it's me. So that was Matt Mallory, owner of PS and Ed Mallory Unlimited. He's the safety protect yourself guy. Have you been called worse?
Safety protect yourself.
Self-preservation instructor is what I like to say.
That's what it is. That's what it is. So if people haven't heard you before, what the heck do you do and how did that happen?
Well, it happened, I guess, in the military, but even before that, I was playing with guns since I was a kid and got my first BB gun as a young kid, and just kind of always liked guns, and that evolved into the military. Got out of the military and started teaching firearms.
Which branch?
Army.
Okay.
Yep, the best branch.
Yeah.
Other ones eat crayons and put their hands in their pockets and that. But then just went into teaching hunter ed and NRA rifle and all the different ones, the pistol class for Onondaga County, and that expanded out to other counties and then eventually other states. And so I travel all over the country teaching self-defense, firearms, pepper spray, taser, and defensive tactics, all the above.
So you're teaching those to private citizens, law enforcement, safety?
Predominantly it's civilian citizens, but I also do law enforcement. Currently I'm the director of a Peace Officer Academy, the chief of a town part-time, so I teach law enforcement as well, do annual in-service training in an academy, which we have going on right now actually these 2 months. I also do security guard training for security guards, bail enforcement. I'm a bail enforcement instructor.
Wow, a lot. Now, do you have a location that people can come for training, or do you usually go to them for like the classroom? Obviously not for the shooting.
Yes, all the above. So I live in Lafayette. I have a place in Lafayette that I teach at, and then I also teach at Runnings in Clay and Bass Pro Shops in Auburn. Those are the three mainstays that I teach at, but I teach all over. So if I'm doing a private class in Weedsport coming up in December for a family that's got 8 or 9 people, they wanted to do the handgun safety course at their house. So 2 days at their house and doing it right there in their living room or garage. I don't even know yet.
Now, if I remember right, in order to get a handgun in New York State, you have to go through a safety course. Is that correct or not?
Correct. Can't technically. I mean, there's some exemptions in the law, but technically you can't touch a handgun unless unless you're in the auspice of the class under the instructor, or you have the class and have a license from your county.
Okay. And you are a licensed
Correct.
giver of a class.
Correct. Yep.
For lack of a better term.
There's a few different certifications that you'd have to have one of multiple certifications, and I've got 3 of the 4 that you'd need to be able to teach in the state. So I've got overlapping certs.
Now, the class you said you got one coming up at Runnings in Clay. What class is that?
So I've got one coming up actually tomorrow and Friday at Bass Pro in Auburn, and then next weekend, I think at the 11th and 12th, Saturday, Sunday, at Runnings in Clay, and that's the 18-hour class for people to apply for a license.
Okay.
So if somebody wants to get a license now, last September they changed the law.
Okay.
You got to do 18 hours of training.
18 hours.
Yeah.
Before you submit
submit the packet. Correct.
Okay.
So weren't you like in the 18-hour class conundrum somehow or another back when they changed that law?
Well, I mean, I've always had the class content, and I've had people take classes from me for years that I've built. So when they changed the law, then I just basically said, well, this class works, and I just put a bunch of classes that I've already been teaching forever together, and that became my 18-hour curriculum.
Oh, so the 18-hour curriculum can be different for different instructors?
Correct. Yeah, the state originally wanted it to be the state was going to create the curriculum, and then I think they realized how hard it is to create curriculum, or at least create it correctly.
Yeah.
So they put it back on the instructors to build it. So I was the first instructor in the state to kick off the class, and I handed the first certificate.
That's kind of
cool. Yeah, first certificate to anybody in New York City. Guy drove up and took the class from me from New York City.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, first resident in New York State. I was the first one in September of last year to hand a certificate to somebody. I don't like that the state's making people do it. I think it's a good thing people get trained, but I don't think the government should be telling people to do it. I think people should know, hey, it's a deadly weapon. I should probably learn how to use this.
On the other hand, people aren't the smartest.
Yeah.
Lazy, right?
Are there different grades of gun license based on the gun or the caliber of the gun or the size of the gun or the type of the gun or the format of the gun or any of those things?
Not government-wise. Government-wise, well, I shouldn't say that. If you get a pistol license, then you're able to purchase handguns, so revolvers or semi-automatic handguns. But then if you want to buy a semi-automatic rifle now, you also have to have that designation added to your pistol license. And that just became effective September as well.
You have a semi-automatic rifle?
So everything's grandfathered in going forward after September of last year. If you wanted to take possession of a semi-automatic rifle, you'd have to have a designation on your pistol license saying that it's semi-automatic rifle approved.
What if you don't want a pistol but just want a rifle?
Yeah, that's interesting because the law really doesn't differentiate that. So some counties like Onondaga are just making people go and get their pistol license. They're like, well, I don't want my pistol license. And they're like, well, there's nothing in the law that tells us you can just do a rifle license, so you got to go get your pistol license.
What about a shotgun?
That's where I was going to go.
Shotgun's fine.
Okay.
Yep. They haven't banned them yet.
Yeah. Okay.
So
didn't even know about the rifle.
So the whole hunter safety course, everybody goes, oh, I got to take my hunter safety course. You teach that?
I do.
So that's for a shotgun though, yes?
Well, you shotgun rifle now. Onondaga County they just passed statewide that Onondaga County you can use rifles for deer season, which it used to be Onondaga you couldn't
because there's so many deer. And
I think southern tier, northern tier thing.
Yeah, I think it was originally a safety issue. There was I think 3 or 5 counties in the entire state that you couldn't use a rifle in just because of population, and they didn't want the bullet reaching out because rifles can shoot further. But they've just recently gotten away with that. So now we can use rifles in Onondaga County,
what's
great.
This thing I'm hearing? You hear some of the national folks talk about it. It's not a gun, but it's not a beanbag. It's something else that you shoot.
Byrna.
Yes. What the heck is that?
Yeah, it looks like a handgun, but it shoots basically a pepper ball, a .68 paintball sized pepper ball. Yeah.
Is that a good idea? Because if you're in danger, it seems like I'm throwing a stick at somebody that might kill me.
I commend the company for coming up with the idea of the product, but I pray to God it never happens. But I kind of got in my gut, I feel that it's going to get somebody shot because you pull that out and you point it at somebody and they think it's a gun. What are they going to do?
Yeah.
Good guy or bad guy, it doesn't matter. They're going to think it's a gun. They're going to treat it like a gun. They're going to shoot the person that's pointing a pepper ball gun at them, a less lethal, non-lethal object. So I say if somebody has it, and I know a lot of people do, a lot of people like it, at home defense, fine. But carrying it out in public where it could be mistaken as a gun or you could be mistaken as a bad guy.
Good advice.
Could be bad.
Yeah.
Right. So if people want to take a class, if they want to get licensed, they want to get their permitting, they want to do that, all of those things, you either do them or tell them where to go. I mean, pretty much. You do them all. Okay. He's the
other guy.
Yep. I'm a type 7 class 2 FFL, so I can deal in SOT items, full auto, suppressors, all that. I do the training. Yep.
So I know most of what you just said.
Lots of abbreviations there, folks.
I understood suppressor.
If you knew what it was, you
full auto.
I understood that full auto. So you do that too?
I do.
Oh.
So Mallory Unlimited.com sounds like something about ducks or something, but it isn't. No, there's no ducks. It sounds like there should be a duck.
No, you just have to duck.
Is that what it is? .com would have all the classes, all of those things.
So that's my LLC that I do a bunch of different things. We have short-term rentals, we have a farm, et cetera. So if you go to PSNED or publicsafetyandeducation.com, that's the training company.
Okay, and I know you have a passion to help women defend themselves bravely. I know that's heart, and that's one of the directions where ladies can learn to do that and be safe and not be victims, but be able to protect themselves.
Totally.
I know that's a big deal. Well, thank you for coming, sir.
Thanks for having me again.
Hey, George, guess what?
What?
I think we have.
Are we done?
I think we're done.
Okay, there's something else I think you wanted to talk about.
Oh my gosh, what was that?
That was about that race.
Oh my gosh, turkey trot.
Turkey trot. That's
George,
right.
George, give me a 20-second Scott turkey trot.
Liverpool turkey trot. That's been around 10 years. I think this is the 10th anniversary. I was one of the very first sponsors of it, actually.
Half your time's up.
Sorry about that. It's a 5K, 10K, 5K 5-mile race in Liverpool on Thanksgiving Day. So you come out, you run, and then you go have your turkey and eat a whole bunch. And it raises money for a whole lot of really good charities in the area. Food bank and a whole lot of other stuff.
There we go. And I know you participate, have been a sponsor of that in the past.
Both.
And so that information is turkeytrot.com, liverpoolturkeytrot.com. I saw that. So Hey, everybody, thanks for listening to the local show without Tom. Well, I'm sure we'll have Tom back probably next week. If you missed any part of the show, you can go to WSWire.com and click on demand right there. It's streaming. You can also catch it on the Zoey advertising website page, and it's there. And it's on YouTube. Look up Zoey, and there's a number there that I forgot that Tom always knows. But on behalf of the local show, thanks for listening. And
hey, thanks for having me,
and
Steve.
George, I was going to say, and thanks for being the guy.
Yeah.
And hopefully we'll get Tom back and this thing will make more sense. But thanks for listening. And
Have a great day.
And have a great day.